Okay, so this is going to be a request from one of my buddies who happens to be Sesame Bun, the CM here. He's somewhat new to the game, or so he tells me. He's kind of been recommended to play CM here. Reason being is that CM is somewhat of a noob hero. Very easy to play, support, position 5. One thing to note is that the game hasn't started. You don't know what you're up against. I don't think you should have gone Frozen Over here. But that said, I think you're going to get run up on. I mean, Io and Axe just coming from the back end. Ooh, okay, so you get First Blood there. And actually, that's kind of smart, I guess. Just use your bounties as often as possible for Battle Pass. So if you're going to score anything, you might as well do that. So, okay, giving up First Blood is not a good way to start, mind you. He requested I show this video because he wanted some tips on how to improve. So another thing to note is that sometimes when you're partied with other people who've been playing the game for years, it might not exactly be fair for you because you might be playing up against players that are, obviously been with this game for years and years and years. And obviously this game is more about experience, right? Okay, initial thought right here. You have them together, and then you could actually steal a last hit if you just Frost Nova at everything. Frost Nova is important early, and hitting them both together is you're getting maximum value. And plus, when you use the spell, your regen will tick over, right? At this point, you're not gaining anything. You're not getting anything back. You're not letting the regen work for you. This is kind of like one of those things where when you're investing, like you get interest, right? You're not getting any interest. Your money isn't increasing at all. So you need to constantly get it. You put it in the market, so to speak. And so that it's kind of always regenning. Okay, so now you used it. Literally just one spell and you're like out of mana. You got to be careful in terms of managing this, where you got to let the regen work for you. Getting level 2 is very quick. At this point, it's very, very difficult to get in. And plus, you're right-clicking on the Axe, who's getting out-healed through Io's tether, right? So, Io, if you don't know, the regen will double whatever he gets. So if you're not... So basically... Axe is going to constantly be topped off in this case. And look at them. They're just kind of bullying you guys, right? He's just strong enough. This Io is a pretty decent player. He seems to understand his power and how his positioning is working to his advantage, in the sense that he's always within tether range and he can kind of escape through the other tether piece. Now, seeing as that this lane is kind of static and they're just playing around with it and they're just pushing the lifestealer away with only 5 last hits, I would suggest just going back, stacking, pulling, contributing value in other ways. You've got Battle Hunger, that's going to slow you down even more. Super frustrating is this very slow CM. You have 259 movement speed with the Battle Hunger, right? I mean, you have 275 base, you have one of the slowest, and you're going to get run up on here. You're burning a lot of tangos, which is, I mean, it's fine. You need to keep yourself sustained, but this is no value, right? You're just right-clicking occasionally on the Axe. But again, look at how topped off he is. Now, Battle Hunger is on you one more time. This is really bad positioning. You got to move back. You got to move back. And then the fact that this Battle Hunger is going to continue to tick, which does quite a lot of damage. So you got to sneak out a deny or a last hit somewhere. Oh, you missed that one. Okay. This Axe does more damage. But you're very low, right? I would be out of here. Give your Lifestealer, or just give up the lane. Let him just get some XP. If he can't get last hits, let him get something out of this, right? Because right now you're just kind of mooching off the XP, and he's not really enjoying it too much. Because again, look at him. He's getting nothing. He's 7-1 versus the 14-8. His Axe is having a field day, and at 5 minutes with the new patch, he's going to start looking to cut creeps. So it's going to be even more difficult. Oh my gosh, Battle Hunger, and with all the creeps hitting him, yeah, that's another death for you. So again, get out of this lane. I don't think you're going to be able to contribute in any way. Maybe look to go elsewhere. Okay. Yep. Alright, noticed on that. Cool. So yeah, you're back in the fountain. Oh, you bought the regen? What else are you buying? You bought two more sets of tangos. Mate, that's a problem. Like right now, your biggest thing as a position 5-4 is to be constantly moving around. At this point, you can't do anything top lane, so what do you need to do? You need to move. And you need boots. Brown boots. You were actually close to boots, and this is going to put you further back. And again, like, CM is tough because she's so slow. She's one of the slowest heroes in the game, base movement speed-wise, and it looks like you're going to go top to how... What are you doing? Okay. Sorry, I'm, like, super worried. The Frost Nova was early. If anything, you want to steal last hits. But yeah, you hit 2, which is good. But one thing to note, Axe is a magic wand now. So spamming is not ideal. And another problem why you have the Tangos is that you have, what, 600 life? These Tangos are gonna... I mean, they're slow sustaining regen, which will keep you in the lane. But at this point, IO and X, once they get on you, they're just gonna burst you down. So these Tangos are kind of like a non-factor for you. What you wanted to do is you wanted to rush boots. So for the movement speed... Okay, double stack. Okay, alright, that's good. Props there. You did a double stack. That's actually really good. That's the kind of plays you need to make. As silly as it sounds, you need to contribute to your team's farm in some factor, right? The laning phase wasn't great. You're trying to make your way bottom. Okay. But again, it comes back to the boots. You would have been there. You would have had boots by now if you didn't buy this regen and these 2 Tangos, which these 7 Tangos, I would not be surprised if you kept these through the entire game. Like, if you got brown boots here, then you're closer to getting the Tranquils, right? And Tranquils, of course, is just, you know, instant regen. And these Tangos become useless then. Oh, okay. So, you bought 2 sentries. I disagree with this. And maybe I'm a bad sport, but I look at it as sentries are good if you know exactly that they have a ward somewhere. Okay? Placing sentries where you think that they might be is not ideal. So you need to ensure that when you do place the sentry, you're getting maximum value and you get the D ward. Because if not, you're just wasting money just trying to hopefully see if they have ward somewhere. Okay, so Witch Doctor is getting going on. This Enchantress does some damage. The Frost Nova there, the cask, but there's nothing to bounce with. Oh, the PA's there. You need a backup. You know IO is nearby because that tether, and what are you doing? You're so slow. And yeah, you've been slowed down. But this is more of a positioning issue. All right, I'm going to put on free cam here. But basically, instead of running up this way, you probably want to run around this way. So you're hiding behind the trees. And if you see that, oh, can I help my teammate? Okay, I'll continue. But if not, I start to go back and I can hide behind these trees, right? Using line of sight is one of the most important things that you can learn as a support. Because when they can see you and when they can't is like super... It's massive, right? It will help you immensely because then even the ranged hits, none of these guys can see you, or he can't shoot at you because he can't see you. Okay, cask there. Oh my, but the centaur getting in the way and actually stopping and saving the Radiant. And securing that kill. Alright, so you're going to be on back. Hang on, where are you? You are back. You've TP'd. Oh, you've not TP'd. You've one TP to your name. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. So, yes, this is what I'm talking about, right? You had no idea. You just assumed that there was going to be a ward, right? This is... The reason why this is an issue is the fact that you're really behind and you don't even have brown boots. At 7 minutes, almost 8 minutes now, and you're level 2 still, right? That's rough. That's rough. So again, if there's anything, I feel like you've kind of listened to me somehow, even though obviously this is after the fact. But you're doing well in terms of the stacking, and I think you got another triple stack for both, for the double, which is awesome. But my only worry is that they have an axe, meaning they could potentially steal those. The stacks that you've worked really, really hard on. It looks like bottom is going to get gone on, and that's turning into a rough lane. Axe is starting to cut creeps, making things a little bit more difficult. But, Lifestealer is one of those types where he can kind of deal with the creep waves that are coming. He's not reliant on the creeps to tank everything. He can be a man in that sense and just kind of man up. Ooh, that arrow, which was definitely not aimed for you. You tanked that one. Okay. What else is going on? Another kill, 9-1 at 8 minutes and 50 seconds. This is a rough game. Alright, now what is Lifestealer doing? Lifestealer has phase, and he's going to go straight up Radiance. I think that's a bad call. You need to fight earlier, right? Like, I think it's better than maybe, Midas, which I've seen a lot of, Lifestealers tend to go, but maybe an Armlet. I don't know if you can toggle well, so it comes back down to that, but going straight up. Oh, okay. Oh no, oh no, oh no. And the call with all the creeps, it's going to do a lot of work. Yeah, and slice and dice. Yeah, this is going to be a rough one, especially with those creeps there. But Lifestealer is somewhat able to tank this. I don't know where... Okay, so he's going to look to run. Oh, Lifestealer decides to be afraid. Oh, he burst out a little slow. He's trying to rage up. And he's going to let him go. I think he could have done it. If he burst out with Infest, the damage might have been there. Hang on, 150. Okay, so maybe, well, it's tough to tell with the numbers now. But yeah, 11-1, 10 minutes. Potato Cat taking up an arrow, getting killed on that one. I feel like this game was kind of set up for just so that they can start destroying, well, claiming bounties. Maybe they're battle pass farming. I mean, if at one point they're just high-fiving each other, then you know it's a dead giveaway. But okay. Into the next level. Oh, Morana's in the middle. Morphling is out of position. Oh, with the axe call. And you're in position, but you're only level 3. The waveform on back. Okay, Night Stellar coming in. Okay. Your transfers is in position. So, if we look at the last hits, Morphling actually did well in the mid lane. But the cask is rough. Oh god. Morphling, you save. Morphling, if anything, you gotta do something. Wait for him away one more time. But man, Axe with the IO and the speed boost is just super scary. Oh, oh my gosh, hang on. We gotta replay that. Because Morphling right here, he's got Battle Hunger. This starts to take damage and he morphs all into Ajay and he ticks away. Alright, that was actually kind of embarrassing. But let's pretend like we didn't see that. Give him the benefit of the doubt. But okay, CM here. Alright, one other thing that you could have done is that you stacked everything, and then now you've got Frost Nova, level 2. You would look to at least start with the easy camp. Start with that pull. Hang on, I'm going to use free cam here. I think we've kind of seen how you look. But basically, you pull here just so that you can get some levels. Once you're level 3, level 4, you can actually... you can start farming jungle creeps yourself. Seeing as that you've had all of these stacks, which you've nicely given to the enemy team. Oh my gosh, they've taken everything. Yeah, this is just super sad. So like all of that time that you were building and helping your team was just stolen because you don't really have... like you could have taken the stacks yourself. Letting them take it. Look at how fat these guys are. My gosh. He's gonna have Blade Mail soon. He's already got Blink. Like, this is the dream game for Axe. He's just kind of tearing it up at this point. And now Morphling is in position. You kind of saved him. The call catches only onto you. You're probably going to die for this. There's no way you can run from that. You get chopped up. But you did save Morphling. So, I guess that's a win. But yeah, let's look at net worth here. Yeah, this Axe... like, he had amazing time. Like, that laning, it comes back to all of that. I think that the only thing I could think of is just maybe changing the salve with the, chainmail. But they've taken all of your stacks, which you've nicely done for them. And this comes back to, just getting your team on board, right? You'd be like, hey, ping them out. Like, here's a stack, here's a stack, here's a stack, like these two, right? Get your team to prioritize that because you know that once the Axe was even near, he's just gonna tear it up. Oh, he's already got Blade Mail. So this is gonna be what I think is gonna be a very quick game. Just because Axe at this point is just super strong. Potato Cat just trying to has to ult away just to kind of save himself or save herself. But the call in there, TPs are coming. But at what cost? Lifestealer looking to... no, and Enchantress with a smart TP on out. There's really no way to stun him. The Axe, one more time. The Blade Mail now. He's looking to turn this. Not much you can really do. The IO, the relocate is in position. But he's got you in. Noobson is now in position with the Malediction. But not really enough. You don't have level 6. Noobson having a tough time as well. Yeah, you're only level 5 here, so... this is turning into a rough game. And Lifestealer stubbornly still continuing queued up with the Radiance, or the Sacred Relic and the Radiance direction. I think that that's kind of scary. I mean, you can't really fight, right? Like, even when he went in, there's nothing he could have done to the Axe. So yeah, this axe is continue to just take up space, create more room for, you know, the Enchantress and everyone else. So all of these things, man, it just they just get compounded, right? Like, it comes back to the laning phase of just what could you have done a little bit better, right? Like, how could you have made things a little bit easier for yourself? And again, pulling in all that really helps you. So they're just so this is really nice by the Radiant side in the sense that they have map control, and look at how much they pushed in. They're just farming the Dire team's jungle because they realize that the Dire, there's nothing that they can do, right? And so this is the look at the vision. Observer reward, he missed. That's a really not a great that's not a great observer reward, but Noobson probably gonna get run up on here. Not much you can do. And the arrow hits you. Divide. Oh man, and the call. That's just gonna be it's unfortunate. I mean, the arrow was there, really just kind of walking into that. But again, this is a situation where when that Witch Doctor was gone on, it was just better to run. Right? There's no way you can save him. You don't have level 6. Not much you can do. Like, PA is literally double your level. Axe is almost there. So yeah, Morphling here trying to do as much as he can by pushing. But they know him. He's nearby, and they're going to look to just hunt him down. But it's kind of hard to hunt down the Axe. Oh, nice little stack there, which they could get to. Potato Cat doing what he can in terms of just cutting the creeps. Enchantress is here just doing a little bit of dancing, slowing him down. Ult is being used, but man, that is so slow. With and the call in, and that's going to be a dead Batman. Alright, so that's their Noobson level, still only level 4. If anything, like, hey, if you guys are struggling that much as supports, get out of the lane and just start jungling. Like, just start stacking, start creating a little bit of... You need to get to 6 fast. I don't know how none of you guys are level 6. Who took the tomb? I don't know if it's been bought. But yeah, you guys need... Okay, so Sacred Relic on the Lifestealer. Continue to go. But at this point, man, the slow burn really not doing much. And oh my gosh, the Moonlight plus all of that. And it's just better to run. Like TP on out or something. Get on out. Let him die. Yeah, he's got nowhere to go. So yeah, 21-1. We're going to start taking the outposts. They have your tier 2, and at this point, it's just a matter of choking you out, right? Like, look at this Morphling. He has to go to the Radiant side. This is the safest place, and if you think about it, it's super dangerous, right? But this is how map control works, is that they've kind of taken off all of the jungle. Anytime you pop up in lane, they're going to, they're going to attack you. So, as a team, if you're doing well, if you're on the winning side, this is how you play the game, right? You get good vision. You have observer ward here. You have an observer ward here, so you can kind of see roughly where things are in terms of movement. The only thing that I don't like is the fact that obviously this T1 is, this mid lane has been pushed in quite a lot, but they'll just back up now to kind of fix that lane. And so, as the Dire or the Radiant team, you can kind of see what do you know, right? The dark places are potentially where the enemy can be. So you know, and I'm just going to draw on the mini map here. Somebody's probably in there, and somebody is probably in here, right? So you can start cutting things out. You can start making smoke ganks, and you can attack this one, and you can kind of claim it back, start getting some vision up here, or you can just make your way up here. You know what I mean? Like, the world is your oyster when you're taking advantage of things. But if you're not playing with map control in mind and controlling, the vision and like how objectives are placed and like where the creep waves are, like they need to fix this. Like this, if this creep wave was out here, it gives you this much more vision because they know that nobody is in that area because they would be here. Okay? So Witch Doctor goes down one more time. Witch Doctor is still only level 5, as is CM. Battle Fury on the PA. I would think you get, like, once the cores start getting BKB, this game is over, right? Because you can't frostbite them, you can't frost nova. Even your ult doesn't do any damage. You have no way to lock down the PA who's going to jump on top of you and just start doing damage. Even Morphling, look at these guys, they're farming together. But yeah, you have, it's rough. Like, hang on, let me go back to full vision. But yeah, they have a lot of magic damage on your team. And obviously some physical from Witch Doctor, but the Malediction is there. And the CM, obviously straight up magic. But you don't really have the way to control it. right? Your idea or that time period might have passed, depending on when their BKBs happen. And Axe, realizing that, is going to go, well, he goes a selfish Hood of Defiance. I think that it's probably better to just kind of complete that at this point, but instead he's going to go for Manta, which is weird, but, you know, when you're winning, you can kind of just do stupid stuff. Okay, so Moonlight is being used. They've gotten Aegis, and it looks like they're going to try to get a kill off of that. So you got to be super careful, right? Like, they knew it was there. Like, this is super dangerous because Roche is taken. So anything nearby, you need to get out of there. Potato Cat getting caught out here. The call in right there, just locking him into place. That's a nice cask, and it'll bounce around a bit, but he's going to probably die for that. Not having level 6, super painful at this point. At 20 minutes. Guys, who's got the tombs? What's going on? Okay, so one thing I like is that you've gone Bracer, which is good. The reason being is that you're so squishy, you need some way to keep yourself in the game a little bit longer. Because anybody focuses on you, you're just dead. You've decided to go Glimmer, which I think is actually better for you as opposed to Force Staff, because you can ult into and Glimmer yourself. So that is a better itemization choice. Okay. Hang on, I'm just trying to see. Is there something that I'm missing? I don't know why you got the Gloves of Haste. But okay. More. So they're stealing your jungle, and even with the 20-minute mark, with the next tier of items, you can't even farm to get some neutral items. So you're going to be even further behind. Looks like it's going to go Halberd next, which is fine against the PA. Okay, the Lifestealer don't care. Lifestealer's going to go, and he's going to rage on up. He's trying to get it. The cask is a bad one because there's only one guy, but here comes, oh, the Totem, and CM is somehow alive. You're going to, oh my gosh, you survived. But Aegis has been popped, and you're running, which is good. Potato Cat, no ult, and you are like the slowest. You were literally Bruce Wayne, because it's just so slow because of the day. Well, Morphling in position. Waveforms to the high ground. Okay, so you have Ethereal Blade. You can fight, but the call, and this is going to be rough. You got to try to, I mean, not much you can do. Not much you can do. As Morphling, you're completely caught out, right? If anything, I maybe, instead of, you know, waveform this way, I probably would have waveformed, like, up this way, because you know that the reinforcements are going to come this way, right? So, seeing as that they're coming that way, you got to get yourself here somewhere, make some more jukes, buy yourself time to get another waveform so that you can get into the tree somewhere, and then TP on out. That was probably your only safe way out. Going out into the open again, just as you saw, if the enemy team is going to be there, they're going to converge on top of you and they're going to kill you. So, okay. Moonlight being used. They do have a DD. He drops the bottle so he can use it. Wow, that's a nice team player right there. He does have mech. And this is weird because I felt like Io had like an amazing laning phase. And he does have mech right now, which at 20 minutes is pretty good. But I don't think you need brown boots. Hey, what's going on? Okay, I gotta see what happened because that was so fast. Alright, so he relocated in on top of you. Where is it? Only 20 seconds. I didn't go too far. Ah, so this, when this reload, you can see it. You just gotta pick. And that's without DD. So there was a CM there. Trying to think, even with your items, not really anything you could have done. If anything, and it really would have depended on what would happen, is just dropping your Nova, Frostbite, and then just ulting. You're gonna die anyways, but the reason why is the freezing field gives you armor. I mean, 20 armor. I don't think he probably would have DD'd you and killed you anyways. But yeah, 29-1. The BM tips are starting to go out, and the PA even is getting Shadow Blade. But okay, to your team's credit, what they're doing is they're cutting the creeps, right? This is probably the only thing you can do, right? If you can pull these creeps away, then there would be backdoor. But this will slow things down a little bit in the sense that there's no other creeps, like there's backdoor now. Oh, actually, no, because these creeps are here. So yeah, this is going to take full damage. Not much you can really do about that. But these creeps need to die as quickly as possible. Okay, speaking of dying, PA is here, but this is going to be probably 2 sets of racks. And it's because of this lone creep because you kind of pulled him. Oh, are you raging into this? You're fighting into this? Oh, he does get the IO. Okay. But he's just getting blown up with the call and the blade mail and all that. And Morphling is here. They do have Vessel, so that Morphling really can't do much. Buyback from Lifestealer. He's going to look to turn this around. The ult has now been used, and that's amazing, that new Immortal. But you didn't really get anything out of it. They've done a Moonlight. They don't have any of the vision. Lifestealer's in position. He's got Rage one more time. He does have Halberd. He should be probably using that on the PA. He does not, and he could have saved his own teammate, but instead, he's going to try to get as much as he can. Sesame Pun, you're probably going to go down. You've kind of kept yourself alive for a little bit, but no. Are you going to fight through this? Oh, the crits. And he runs into the creep, but he runs into his own. If you ran into the Radiant one, they wouldn't be able to focus you. And yeah, those crits. Yeah, so rough is rough. Like, yeah, not much you could have done at this point. Like, the game is, I think, pretty far gone, I would say. I mean, the fact that he has Silver Edge on the PA, it's just a matter of pushing it in. We'll just speed this up because I know how painful this might be for you to watch this again. This is one of those games where you're like watching, and I had one of these yesterday. It was just like, oh shit, we just got destroyed, right? But the Silver Edge is there. That will keep him alive for a little bit longer. But the call, that was a nice 3-man call. He does get the Witch Doctor on that one. But hang on, let's not cast in double speed because that makes me go crazy. But the Potato Cat trying to run away, trying to do what he can, and yeah, Axe has been silenced and all that, but you're really not doing a whole lot of damage, especially with your Morphling in the back, and the Potato Cat just gets blown up. The waveform does do a lot of damage to Enchantress, which is good. But yeah, at this point, not much you can do. No, don't touch me here. I think it's it's a good name for him, because at this point you're like, don't touch me. Lifestealer in position. He's kind of jumped on in. They do get him, but oh, the silence! Can't even warp on out of that. And he's just gonna run for his life. Moonlight one more time, just trying to save him, and no, the crits are just too much on this guy. I mean, the Desolator, Battle Fury, like honestly, PA instead of Silver Edge, if you got like this is like a pseudo defensive item, like it's paying off here. But if you got a BKB, it's even easier. Right, like there's really not much you can do as the Dire team in dealing with this fat of a PA, plus the fact that he's gonna just out heal it, and they give him the Rampage. So he dies in the end, but I guess if you're gonna look to pad the stats, that's the way you do it. You Fountain Dive, you get the Rampage. So congrats to Hey You, I think that's his name, for the Rampage on that. But that was pretty much IO just out healing all that. Oh, they get IO in the end, who was too cute. And Lifestealer DCs. Okay. This is interesting. Yeah, I guess it's a little rage-inducing, I would say. So we're just going to speed this up a little bit. That's actually funny. You denied the tier 4. I don't think you need to deny at this point. The money doesn't really matter, but denying your own towers at this point is just unnecessary. I mean, it is some goal that you denied, but... Alright, we're just going to speed this guy up, and they're fountain diving. They're just pulling through, and the creeps are just doing a lot of work. And that is GG. So, what makes a good player and how do you improve in Dota? It's mainly about the laning phase. Like, I look at it as like chess, in the sense that if you have a good early and then a mid game, you can transition into a better late game. Right? All of the different phases that you're talking about really comes back to making smarter moves earlier that will snowball you so that you can take advantage of the slight advantages that you get. This is one of those rough games for you. Like, to be honest, there's plenty to learn from this game. So, and I know it's super discouraging. Even my games that I lose on, I'm just like, oh shit. Like, if X played better, and you know what I mean? You can play the blame game, but at the end of the day, there are things that you can find in your own play. And so I think that this is one of those games, and I appreciate the fact that you kind of reached out to me and just wanted me to do this replay for this, because I feel like there's a lot to learn from this game, even from what the rating has done well and versus what you guys have done as well, right? There are things that you did well, and then the things that like you stacked really well, you made sure that you were there, but not getting boots, not being able to rotate around, not helping out with the lane. Some other things kind of like put you in a bad spot. But if your team was a little bit a little bit more coordinated in the sense that if you were taking the stacks, that really could have gotten you guys back in the game, right? Like this Lifestealer could have used that farm, and if you're there backing him up with the Frost Nova, just lowering everybody, and then Lifestealer killing, getting all the the eventual gold because you get these these stacking gold or whatever, that would have really helped your team. So just things to note. And another thing is that CM is really good is because even as a support, you can still farm on your own. Like if your team sucks ass, you can just be like, fuck them. I'm just going to go in the jungle and I can just farm, right? And CM is one of those few supports that can do that really, really well. And that's why I think that she's very, very good. The fact that also that a lot of these guys are, generally speaking, melee heroes. Your Freezing Field, which I don't think I saw in this entire game, gives you 20 armor when you do it. So they need to respect you. They can't just blow you up when you cast it, right? So when the team fight happens, and even if you're on the edge or whatever, and positioning is super important for CM, and that's why she's a good hero to learn, is because positioning is, again, like the almighty with her. But if you can get some good Freezing Fields, you can literally win the game. Okay? So I hope you learned something, and thanks for tuning in.